And we are live. Let me share this out real quick. Copy this, set this to Twitter. Tweet. And Discord. Let's paste that out and then publish, please. Yes. Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anyway, let's see who's in the chat. Who's in the chat? Who's here? Sir Legna's here. Hey, Sir Legna, how you doing?
Hi, Sir Legna.
Vino's here. What's up, Vino? How you doing? I know last night I said that we were going to be streaming at 6, but we got stuff done. We did stuff, things happened, and we are able to stream right now. So, we should. And this is our normal time, so yeah.
Yeah, we'd prefer to stream.
Prefer to stream at 2 when we can, and we just barely did. I sat down a few minutes ago, and I still have a lot of stuff to do, but here's the thing. It can wait. I can do it later tonight. And yeah, all right. So we're going to be working in RPG Maker MZ, the MZMMO. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We are trying a different thing today. I've upped my bit rate from 4,000 to 5,000, and I've turned on ultra low latency mode.
Yeah, tell me when you hear this.
So there should
say, I heard it.
Well, you would also rely on their latency.
Okay, wait. Everybody, get ready to type a 1 when I say 1.
Ready?
I want to test the latency. So I'm going to say 1, and when you hear it, type 1.
Okay, ready?
1.
And then I pressed it too. When I heard her say 1, I pressed 1.
That's not bad. I'd say about 7 seconds. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
7 seconds.
6, 7 seconds, something like that.
Nice.
Hey, Big Brain, how you doing? Live as Cancer's here. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We are going to slowly and chillaxily, that's a word, work on our project in the RPG Maker MZ engine using MySQL database server, running a Node server for MZMMO. So we're kind of on the same chillaxily. Hey, Benny. Yeah, basically, chillaxily. We're going to just try to pick at the issues and fix things.
Waffles. Hey, come on, Waffles.
Hey, Waffles, what's up?
You know you want to learn how to code an MMO in RPG Maker. That's what everybody wants to do. Like, legit, when you first start doing RPG Maker, though, that's what everybody wants to do. Until reality sets in. But reality hasn't set in for Drifty yet.
Yeah. Still up here in La La Land. Oops, that name was taken. Yep. Nobody tell me that I can't make an MMO in RPG Maker. Sir Legna was saying, he was just watching a video where I was saying I would never try to make an MMO with RPG Maker. And I'm like, sometimes I just do stuff.
It's funny how we just simply don't know ourselves in the future.
No, you don't.
I've said so many times, I will never, and then I do.
Yep.
And I'm like, wow, I remember when I used to say that I wouldn't, do the thing.
But then I do.
But then I do.
Hey, Frag, how are you doing? What's up, Benny? Well, today the second player crashes. Well, yes, because I haven't fixed it. But let's look right at that. I had to fix a few other things, but now that it's running, no connectivity issues, no other IP things we have to change. We've optimized the refresh rate on the tracker for the player so that it actually updates like 24 times across the screen, 10 times a second approximately. We fixed a lot of stuff there, so that's working. Let's look at our code, because if a second player joins, it's still not set up right. I remember when we were almost 2 hours into the live stream last night, we started to look at, okay, let's track the order. Let's see what happens first. And we did, and we were starting that, and then, ran out of time. So where we left off, I was starting here. And we're going to be on map 7, so we might as well just look at map 7 here. How you doing, Big Daddy Waffles? I put a comment somewhere on one of your early January videos last year where you said it would be nice to spend a year inside your house. Yeah, really. It's like I was predicting the future. Warlock Games, I have some news for you. What's the news? Is it good? I hope it's good.
Yeah, we want good news. Good news is good.
Benny says even if it's not massively multiplayer, I would be brutally impressed with just multiplayer alone. Yeah, I'm hoping to have like a dozen or so people on it at all times. That would be really sick. You know, and maybe on peak hours when events are happening, you have 100 people on. That would be really, really baller. Vino says, Drifty, leave it as it is. First person to connect is the player. Everyone else connects. Afterwards can be stuck standing still as an NPC. A multiplayer NPC simulator. That's your news, Warlock Games. Have you tried Unity yet? Have you tried the crypto mining that is Unity? It feels like your computer's gonna blow up when you load Unity. And I have like a 12-core processor. It's a 24 logical processor, 24 thread processor. So that's 24 computing, you know, threads. And it still feels like I'm powering up a jet engine and I'm crypto mining on it or something, even though crypto mining is usually video cards, but whatever. You made a 3D parkour game? Well, that's cool, Warlock. I'm all for using whatever engine you want. I'm going to be using RPG Maker for right now. You could put an end to my programming streams by sending me a game to play. That's true. We've given out like a dozen first impressions. So there's plenty of people who just we owe a first impressions to. Mm-hmm. And they can be like, hey, my game is ready to be seen. And we'll be like, all right, let's schedule it. Boom. Yep, that's what we'll do. As soon as somebody sends it. Everyone's like, it's not ready yet. I can't know. It's coming soon. Which I totally get. I understand. Progress is very slow with game dev. And this game right here is a perfect example of that. Very, very slow progress. The game design principles still apply no matter what engine you use.
Wow.
That's right, Benny.
Hey, I just got to say, Iterium Therapeutics, ITRM, I just went from negative 20% to positive 17%.
Ooh, we got a little spike.
Oh, no, then it goes back down.
Oh, that was weird.
This is very strange. There's weird things happening with ITRM.
Went to 160 and then back to 135.
It's done it twice now.
What was that about?
I don't know. This is very strange.
There's like some kind of weird volatility.
I think, it's back up to 162. What? I think somebody's buying an enormous amount and they're trying to verify it or something. Like, is it real? Is it really happening?
Because that's a lot of dollar movements in like a split second.
It's back down again.
Oh, it's weird.
So weird. What is going on?
We're talking about all the volatility stuff that's going on in the stock market right now.
All right, I'm gonna look somewhere else to see where this stock is.
Actor name, game variables 567, and then the socket ID. Emitting socket map 7, and socket map 7 is being defined here. Const socket map 7. So when you enter the map, it's sending the name. Gosh, I need to organize this so it's easier to read.
It's like glitching out or something. Very, very strange.
There, now I can actually read what's happening. Luckily, it'll just ignore the extra space. Investing in GameStop is a great massively multiplayer game. It is right now.
That's what I've been saying ever since I started investing. The millennials, they're not investing based on like company stats or, long term or retirement or any of that. It's a game. We're playing a sim game.
We're all playing a game.
It's a game.
See, now that looks more readable. Hella dangerous and expensive.
Not if you
risky.
only invest the money that you would normally just, like if you go and eat out instead of eating out, put $50 into the stock market.
Right.
I mean, it would have turned into poop.
Yeah.
So put it in the stock market. If you lose it, oh well, it was going to be poop anyways, right?
It's true. Make some food at the house.
Yeah.
11 Eve fan, how are you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. He or she says, I just got MZ last night and started watching your tutorial playlist. Awesome. That's really cool. Thank you for watching. Congrats on MZ. I made a poll and I was asking what everybody's favorite engine is. Right now, 60% of the people are saying it's actually MV. More people like MV than any other RPG Maker engine, even though MZ's been out for a few months now. I imagine in a year, it'll change. Just 1 year. Everybody be using their stimulus checks. Yep. Zariab says, Benny's correct. I'm still a part of the RPG Maker community, even though I use Unity. He likes to show up to troll me. That's basically Zariab's role here. He sometimes provides useful insights, and sometimes he just provides obfuscated code that I can't understand why he sent it to me and what it's supposed to be for. And he's like, you'll figure it out. And I'm like, I don't know if I ever will, but thank you for trying to help, maybe. It's so fun. Well, at least you get a kick out of it. And we get a viewer, so I mean, it's fine. It's a win-win. You're always welcome to come here and troll. Just keep it playful. Benny says, I think it'll take a while to move from MV to MZ, especially since the difference is a bit more incremental.
It really isn't, though.
You like jazz?
If you look at the aggregate changes from MV to MZ, it really is quite a lot of differences, but it's just not flashy. You can't show a picture, really. I mean, the Effectsier animation edition, I guess, is the most flashy thing they changed.
A playful troll? What is this sorcery? $2 super chat from Vino. What's up, Vino? Wait, the streams aren't just for trolling Drifty? No, they're not just for trolling me. They are also for mutual education. I think Yanfly said a little while ago, those who can't do, teach. And so here I am teaching you guys I can't do. I actually have been a teacher for a number of years. And I will say I like my career now more. I like teaching more through YouTube and the internet than I did in person at a school. So that's a thing.
Yeah. It helps when it's you're teaching not students that are being forced to go and learn things by their parents.
Yeah, everybody who's here typically just wants to be here, not because someone made them be here or they're legally obligated to be there or their parents think they have to learn piano so that they're there, miserably so, begrudgingly so. And I'm like, great, I have to teach piano to a kid who hates the piano and like is rebelling against their parents, so they're purposefully messing around and stuff. Like, it was not always a fun situation. $2 super chat from Vaslin Ganchev. Thank you so much. Off at Vino. I just type first super chat for today. Thank you so much, Vaslin. Big Daddy Wobbles with a $5 super chat. Appreciate the super chats, everybody. Thank you, Big Daddy Wobbles. That is a lie, Drifty. I have to be here to troll Vino. He is obligated, V. Waffles has to be here because Vino showed up, so Waffles has to be here to troll him back.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad both of you guys are here.
Exactly.
You're both awesome.
Thank you guys for tuning in and being here and throwing money at us. That's also very appreciated. Life is Cancer says, hey, Driftwood, how do you think how much more time approximately it will take to finish the playable MMO? It's hard to say because sometimes like in one day I have like breakthroughs and like a ton of stuff gets done, and then sometimes it takes 6-7 days to make a seemingly smallest little feature work right. So it's really rough to say. I would like to within a month have something that people can play. That would be really cool. I don't know if we'll be able to do that, but I hope in February sometime, maybe before the end of February. I mean, my birthday's in February. That would be really cool if like next week I could have something to show like the hobbits do on their birthday. My 111st birthday, I can give everybody a download. Well, maybe not everybody, but like certain people who tune in to the live stream can get like added to a download list, and then you guys can be a part of a closed alpha or something, so that you can break the game and tell me how it's broken so I can try to fix it again. Ultimately, the people who play first are probably going to lose all their progress multiple times, let's be honest. Data wipes will probably happen. Someone will figure out how to hack, and then they'll hopefully tell me how they did it, and then I'll reward them after I wipe the database. That, you know, I'm all on board for it. If you figure out how to break it and help me fix it, well then I will reward you, and you have made the whole system stronger and better, therefore you should have a place in that system. So that's cool.
You guys will always have a place in our hearts.
50th birthday? I'm not that old, Waffles.
Will we still be doing this when we turn 50?
I hope so.
I think we will be.
We
just love this.
I would love to have this job at 50. Like,
yeah.
if that is enough security to continue doing it, I would be happy with it, because
me too.
It's pretty chill. I love working with. I love what I do. It's
and
pretty simple.
And you guys are all awesome. You make it fun.
Frag says, in socket.on function, why is not also borrowing sprite index? I remember yesterday you could see the second player, but retained the player index instead. Curiosity. I don't know.
Look at it. Look at it.
Why is it not also borrowing? Okay, socket on player tracker. This is the update. This is inside map 7. It connects, and then enter map. So it does this. Sprite index. Oh, you're right. Okay. Because since we're essentially sending... Okay, well, I gotta save some changes. Let me look at the client. On the update, it's the client with that data. Here's the map 7 update. This is gonna run every time you move. A lot of times every time you move. If scene map exists and the switch 1 is on, we have to keep encapsulating to stop things from crashing other clients. Drifty's trying to make the first VR 7D fourth wall breaking single player multiplayer game. Not quite, but yeah. In the day Drifty finishes and releases this MMO plugin, Katakawa will show up and steal his thunder by releasing a new engine, RPG Maker MMO. I'm all about that though, Vina. I hope they do. I don't really care. I wouldn't consider it them stealing my thunder. I would consider it them like listening and following the hype.
You know what they say? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah, like
you do something and then people that you know are watching you do the same thing. That's kind of cool.
Like, you know, maybe a younger me would be put off by somebody like trying to do what I'm doing or like copying or you know, but ultimately in the long run, all that's going to do is strive me to do it faster. It's going to push me to work harder, and it's possibly going to give me examples that I could still be inspired by. So
a good soundboard too, because when people are intensely interested in the same thing you are, it's just good to be able to confer with other people.
Absolutely. So I'm all for more people doing this, and I don't look at it as a form of competition, because even if we tried to make the same thing, we would end up with completely different projects, and people will decide what they like to do more. And the thing is, the people who would like to play my game would probably be the same people that would like to play the other person's game if they're both RPG Maker MMOs. And I think that would only benefit us, because it would grow the whole genre a little bit more. So I'm not opposed to somebody like literally doing what I'm doing. That I would pay attention and probably watch them and try to learn some stuff. And if Katakawa did it, then yeah, I would definitely be. You know, I said that already. I said that a year ago when they're like, what features would you like to see? And they did like this poll somewhere. I'm like, well, obviously some kind of multiplayer functionality, even like split screen co-op things would be really cool if they built some stuff like that in local multiplayer. Would be pretty sick. You know, even if they have to make baby steps, that's a way to go, and that's a step in the right direction. But netcode is hard, and like you would probably have to do peer-to-peer stuff at first unless they launched a server that they like a Mario Maker type server, which would be fucking awesome if they did that. But I don't think they'll do that. But if they did, I would be all on board for it. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to what Frag is saying. Gameplayer.direction. I think this is why it's no. You're right. It is. I need to change the direction. The main problem that I'm having now, which I didn't have before I made the last couple changes, was char name is the event, and so the problem is char name is no longer changing the index of the character like it's supposed to. Because what's supposed to happen when I enter the map, we're using an object, right? We're creating an object, and the object has, it's like a key value pair. And we're saying players on map 7, a player is now players on map 7 socket ID. So when we reference player, that's the event for that. Oh, we have to do that in the update too. Okay. That's where we're messing up. We're passing players on map 7 and we're not using it. Let's do that then. Player equals players on map 7 socket ID. And then instead of char name, we're going to use player for all instances. Last night I sent a GitHub update, so that should satisfy Sir Legna. Sir Legna says, wasn't the younger you working against SRD? I don't know if you could say against SRD. I loved SRD, and I thought he motivated me to work harder. And I still love SRD. Mm-hmm. And
he's definitely a fan of SRD.
I think we were competitive, if that's what you're asking. We were very competitive. We were in the same lane. Whenever you jump in somebody's lane, you're going to create a rivalry and a competitiveness. And it's not bad for the consumer. It's not bad for the end user when that happens. So I'm not opposed to that. And I think I wouldn't have done as many videos as I did had it not been for SRD. In hindsight, at the time, I might have been like, damn it, he just made, I was working on that video and he just released the freaking attention. There's moments like that, right? Because he steals the thunder. But the thing is, like, in the end, the overall net change was positive for me. And so I don't, like, hold that against him for just doing things better at certain moments. You know what I mean? I definitely did things better than he did in certain areas, and I think he would be willing to admit that reluctantly.
I don't know. I think he'd probably just troll you.
Maybe. You know what? He's a funny guy. He would probably laugh it off.
Yeah.
DVD, what's up? Thank you, Donkey Lords. Forgive for another Drifty Storm. Forgive me for I am late. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I have to say, he definitely heralded the fart jokes more with a stronger force because his intro had a fart in it, and that was one of my favorite parts of watching SRD tutorials.
I mean, farts are just funny.
They are just hilarious.
You
I
can't
love that
go
intro.
wrong.
It's like.
Yeah, it's great. It was always great. I was like, I like this guy. This guy's good. Life says I learned coding from SRD tutorials. That's good.
Yeah, he did. He was one of the very few people that actually showed people how to format a plugin for MV, which was really cool. Unfortunately, MV's plugin format completely changed after he did that, so it was kind of obsoleted.
Waffles said y'all were super competitive. Well, we were in the same lane doing the same things, and lucky, I guess, or not. I don't know how you see it, because like I said, I came with a lot of positives. He decided to kind of become more obscure. Like I said, there's not a lot of money in this. It is, you just rely on the grace of other people, and YouTube just doesn't really pay very much for ads. So, like, I don't blame him for just saying, like, this is way too much freaking work for what you actually get out. And instead, he started making applications and selling them on Steam. And I'm all for that. Like, good job. I would say, you know. Plus, he's doing college and stuff, so I get it. He's just more busy.
Busy.
I'm glad he came back to MZ, though, because the Super Tools engine, the HUD Maker Ultra Pro, I like that. I love this thing. This is good. Vino with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Vino. Appreciate that. Super important DM that must go public as soon as possible. What? Me? To me? Let me see what. On Discord? Yes. What is it? Oh, come on, Vino. Oh, come on now.
What?
It must go public. This has me concerned. I think Waffles killed Iron Man.
Waffles!
How could you kill Iron Man like that?
No! That can't be. Waffles, no. Tell me it isn't so.
Alright, it's public now, Vino. Thank you for the $2. Eric Farr, how are you doing? What's up, human being? Hatred makes you strong. I don't know. Hatred can lead to the dark side, though, human. Did the extra tags in your comment on the engine poll help get extra eyes on the channel? You know, like, I'm not sure. It certainly got a lot of reaction. I've been doing polls.
We've gotten some really good information
based on suggestion from other people, and like just trying to follow the trends here. And I think by including all the keywords, it does show people more. So like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put a bullshit poll. Like, a lot of it I do want to hear what people have to say, but at some times I'm going to run out of things to say, and I want to do one every day. And so I'm going to just make a bullshit poll at some point, and I'm going to spam tags. I just look for the most popular tags and put them like five new lines down, so that people don't really have to see them, but Google's system can analyze it and process it. Holy crap, we got some super chats. Waffles with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Waffles. Appreciate that. Or Drifty, you're being too modest. He saw your abilities and gave up in the war the way Vino is going to give up to me.
Oh, no.
I don't know, man. Vino with a $20 super chat. Dropping a $20 bill on this. Give up? You give up. I'm GameStop rich now, boy. Vino, did you get in on that GameStop money? I heard Swift did. Swift came out like a bandit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, congrats, Swift. He got in when it was like super low, like $5 or $15 or something. And then, you know, you see where it's at now. Thousands of dollars profit. Congratulations, Swift. I'm glad that you've joined our Stonks channel to let us know about that. Shout out, by the way, for those of you who don't know, we have a Stonks channel. Links in the description below for the Discord. And we talk about what we're doing, and we post memes and stuff about the stonk market, and we do follow the trends, and we look at what's popping, and we show what we think is good.
It looks like the latest conversation just in the past 7 or 8 minutes shows that Reddit is pouncing on ITRM, and they want to squeeze out the hedge funds.
Oh, I freaking hope so, because we've all gone heavy on ITRM.
Yeah.
$21 super chat from Waffles. He's got to one-up you, Vino. He goes, Vino says what? Hashtag Vino is new.
Oh, Waffles beat you to it, Vino. He ninja'd you.
Damn. Hey, Waffles, can you loan me 22 bucks? All that GameStop money is it's still tied up. Or if you are in it, I would say, I don't know, man. I see mixed results, but
knows?
I would.
There's no predictability.
I can't say, but like I would sell half of my stock just to like make sure I get a piece before it drops. You know.
How do you predict the collective sentiment of a Reddit channel?
I have no idea.
How do you do that?
You just have to read a lot of comments and make your own predictions.
It's wild. What's going on is just wild. I
like
hope
the
it happens to ITRM. It sounds like it might actually happen to ITRM.
I like the meme that Tony posted. I think it was Tony. It says rich people saying, "Why don't poor people just invest their money?" And then Reddit.
Poor people are like, okay.
Reddit. Poor people on Reddit. Okay. And then rich people. No. Wait. Stop.
Wait. We changed our minds.
I imagine we're gonna be in line for
Waffles,
some more regulation.
Waffles, I can only tell you what I would or would not do, and I would not touch GameStop with a 20-foot pole.
Not right now.
I just
they keep shutting it down, so you can't even invest at certain points.
You can't buy it on Robinhood.
You have to be rich to even buy into it now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways that the rich people keep boots on the poor people, and it messes with hedge funds, and it messes with regular working people's hedge funds and retirement stuff. So I see like their reasoning, but we all know the actual reason is billionaires are losing millions of dollars, and they don't like that. So they'll push for regulation. Ultimately, what's happening was bound to happen. It's inevitable, I believe. it was. I'm surprised it took this long. I know when Robinhood came out, was it like 2018 or 2019 or something? It really shook up the industry, and now more and more people are investing. And we're not talking about rich people. More and more every day, even people with very little money are investing, and they're making profit on their small investments. And when millions of small investors invest, it really adds another layer, a dimension to the stock market. And makes it way less predictable. And so billionaires who have had a lock on this whole system for years and years and decades are at a loss. They don't know how to deal with all these new younger investors. And I say good. It's ultimately for the better.
It is showing that it went up to 162 at one point, but it was like literally there for 2 seconds, went back down, went back up for 2 seconds, went back down.
I have 100 shares of ITRM right now. I'm gambling a little on it, but
Dogecoin's going nuts.
Oh, I made so much money on Dogecoin today.
Or no, Dogecoin.
I've over doubled my investment on Dogecoin. Okay, let's be real. My portfolio is very small. It's in the hundreds. It's not even $1,000. So my portfolio is small. It's around that. But I like the whole learning. I've only been investing for 4 months. You know what I mean? I've always been too scared to make investments until Corey Davis said, "Look, you got $10 that you don't really think you need, or $10 that if you lost you wouldn't be upset over. Throw it into something you think that'll do well." And then that kind of got the ball running and rolling, and the ball was running. It grew legs. No, it got the ball rolling, and I realized that you don't have to be rich to be an investor to play the stock market.
Yeah.
And so I just every week put another $20 in. Essentially, every week I put another $25 in, and then it adds up. And then when I think something's going to go hot, maybe we throw a $50 in.
What do you guys think of Atari Coin? We can't buy it yet, but like if you could buy Atari Coin, would you buy it?
No.
Atari token. I want to buy like $100 in Atari token.
Listen, Atari token, the idea of it is fantastic, but Atari has monumentally failed on everything that they've tried to do.
That's why I want to buy it. That's why I want to buy it, because
flop.
if I got $100 that I've put into the black hole and it was going to turn into poop anyways, I think I want to bet on Atari.
Right, Zariab? There's probably a Dogecoin too, because there's like 50 million cryptos.
Waffles, you can buy Dogecoin on Robinhood.
We use Robinhood for Dogecoin. There's another one called Coinbase there's like 50 or 60 different cryptos that you can exchange, and I haven't put too much in Coinbase, but I do have an account.
The thing with Atari Coin, guys, is that the whole idea is that it will become a currency that can be used on all the gaming console platforms and PC.
That's
like if you want to buy something from GameJolt, or you want to buy from Itch, or you want to buy from PS4 Store or anything like that, like it's supposed to become a currency for that. It's like game-centric crypto.
That's the big plan.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like I said, Atari have failed over and over and over. Their biggest success was in 1978, I don't know, in the late 70s to early 80s. That's where Atari was at their golden years. And they've bought and sold the company, and it's gone under different management, and it's really a shell of its former glory. So Atari, I have no faith in. They put a new console out.
Yeah, that's the kind of company I want to invest in.
All right.
I'm serious, though. I'm not even kidding.
Well, they recently put out a new console, and it looks pretty lackluster.
Yeah.
It is better than some people predicted because, like I said, people don't have much faith in Atari. But it actually was better than a lot of people thought. But ultimately, it doesn't look that great.
Yes. So Legna gets me. T is high risk, high reward, but don't forget, high loss.
Right.
It could be very high loss, but I'm aware of that, and I'm ready to lose all my money.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, because your money is also my money, and my money is your money. And if you lose all your money, I lose all my money.
This is black hole money. It's already gone.
Well, we've kind of decided what we're allowed to lose.
Yeah.
And
I'm allowed to lose every single penny, and I am going to put it on the line, damn it.
Corey has, gave us a good plan, and he said, you got to stick to the plan. Stick to the plan, Drifty. Stick to the plan. And we do.
We do.
We stick
only
to
put
the
in
plan.
money that we can lose.
And you have to be able to be completely fine if the money you put in goes into no-no land, into just completely bye-bye grounds.
Yeah.
I made those up. You like no-no land bye-bye grounds?
No-no land bye-bye grounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready for my money to go into no-no land, and that will be okay with me.
I hope not.
That's why I take high risk. Because I'm okay with the consequences.
I would not be okay with it, but like I'd be fine. I would still be able to eat and pay my bills. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
I would not like it, but I would be fine.
I've learned in life, if you're not willing to take risks, you're probably not going to get many rewards.
Absolutely. No, I agree with that. Not taking a risk is also taking a risk.
Yes.
Because, standing still is a risk as well.
Yeah, I'm loaning out. Instead of taking loans, I'm loaning to people.
At this point, yeah. We have zero debt, which is fantastic.
It is. It is. Hopefully
What?
forever.
Look at that weird thing that happened to ITRM.
I know. It went
What
nuts.
was
It went up
that?
to 162 3 times, but only for like a second each time.
Something is regulating this.
I have no idea, but it's very
There's
strange.
like new code.
Somebody called it consolidation, but I was reading up on consolidation, and it doesn't seem like
Not that.
Yeah. It was very strange. But it's all encouraging. People are like, I'm looking at Stockwits, and they have a like chat forum for each stock. And ITRM is getting so many new comments. It's like hype right now.
That's good because I'm heavy on it. ITRM is my biggest investment at the moment.
We got to get Elon Musk in on this.
Oh my gosh, my portfolio today.
Everybody Twitter Elon, or yeah, tag, how do you do it? You tweet
You
her?
add him.
Everybody
Come on.
tweet her Elon Musk.
Alan Musk. Nobody, what?
And tell him to buy some ITRM, or at least tell him just to say ITRM. That'll make it all good.
Bro, right now, Dogecoin is going nuts. I'm up 156, 58%, 58.4%, 58.8%. It's no joke. It's going crazy. So yeah, that's why my portfolio looks really good today. I've had a terrible week on the market. Like I've lost a percentage, 2%, 3%, 4%.
No,
like,
not Dogecoin, Vino, ITRM.
No, but Dogecoin's going nuts.
I don't have any Dogecoin.
Well, it's going nuts.
I'm gonna at Elon Musk.
I don't have
Twitter right now. How do I do that?
have some
I know
Dogecoin.
how to tweet. Elon. Oh, there he is.
You just at him on Twitter.
I'm adding him. How about that ITRM, eh? That's what I'm gonna say. How about
I like seeing the percentage go up because it's bigger than the dollar amount because it's such a tiny portfolio. If I had a lot of money, I would be making a lot of money, yo. But I don't have a lot of money, so I'm just making a little bit of extra money, which is still fun.
I just added Elon Musk on Twitter.
Go buy Dogecoin? I don't know, man. I feel like you missed the boat if you want to buy into it. It's already on the upswing. It's going to come back down. Wait for it to come back down.
I'm not touching Dogecoin. Are you kidding me? I learned my lesson at the very beginning. I don't like crypto.
She's not into crypto.
I am not.
I have a third of my portfolio in crypto.
You know when I'm going to like crypto? The next time it crashes hard. Then I'll buy in. Right now, hell no, I'm not
She's
touching
very
it.
buy low, sell high.
Yes.
I
like to buy into companies that are hurting.
We don't options trade, so we like to see when something's about to go up, and we buy on the low and sell on the high, like a traditional. But if you know how to options trade, you can make a buttload of money. When you know something's going to go down, borrow 100 stocks, buy the option, and then sell them off, and then purchase them back when the stock drops. That's kind of how it goes.
Vino, I won't be crying if you're dropping Corey style super chats. What are you talking about? No, Elon's got to get into ITRM. I mean, this is good for people. If you boost, no, I'm not going to say that because
Elon Musk wants people to buy AMC. Does he really?
Well, yeah, he's totally behind this whole Reddit thing. He thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah, he's a memester.
Yeah.
Elon, I'm glad that he's the richest person in the world because
he's fun.
He believes in climate change and he actually understands that science is a thing, but he is insane.
He's a mad genius.
I would say that he's a nutcase, but I like him anyway. He's crazy, but I like him.
You can't help but like him.
So I think I made a change here, and I don't know if it's going to crash. So let's see if it'll crash on me. We kind of went off on a stock market tangent, which happens sometimes.
It does.
Unfortunately,
it does.
It messes up my productivity, but I think we're going to be fine. All right, let's just Drifty's taken. All right, shimmy, 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 shang, shang, shimmy, shimmy, bang, bang. Okay, we can walk. No, we can't walk. Okay, player is not defined in 492. Okay, I figured that would happen. That's why I wanted to test it. Let's go back here. 492. Player is not defined. Oh, well, of course it's not. I have to define it. Let player equal yada yada yada. F5. Try again. Scoping. I buy 8 stocks on it crashing. On what though? Damn it.
Yeah, what's crashing? The whole market? That's gonna happen this year too, probably.
I don't know about the whole market. I think
it's
a lot of the bigger stocks. Okay, where are we at?
Atomic crash. Meteoric. Yeah, that's the word. It's going to be a meteoric crash.
496.
I just hope I see it coming and pull out beforehand.
Set position for, that's what she said, 496.
Oh, Sir Legna says, no, Driftwood Gaming. MMO game crashing.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you said stocks. That's what we got on our minds.
Yeah. You should have said I bought 8 shares. Undefined 496. Right here. So player, it cannot set position of player. Oh, we're using char name instead of socket ID on the update. Char name. So we'll do char name here. Just copy paste this. Paste this here. Paste this here. Paste this here. Oh, no. It's actually, what? Yeah. Player. Let player equal game players on map 7 of char name. And then in here we just, yeah, I'm stupid. Undo. Players. Game events, player. We got to get this right here. Hold on. Player. Save this. All right, let's F5 this. Do it again. Do it again. One man. Bound to conquer. They said it was impossible. They said it couldn't be done. Little did they know. That it probably couldn't be done. 496, set position of undefined. Okay. So once again, can I still access game map.events with it crashing? Or no? Or nah? No, I can. Okay. It doesn't assign it. 22. Ugh. Ugh, fuck, buggy, bug. No, wait. Let me look at something real quick. Over here, we've got event 23. Right, so event 23, we need to set event 23. Oh, I know where I messed up. New game events 723. This would be creating a new event each time, wouldn't it? Maybe it do. Most people don't think it'd be like it is, but it do. Let player equal that. Make a new event to be that. And so now that we're creating it, it should exist. Yeah? Yeah? We created it, so it should exist. 7. I forgot what we're looking for. What is game event looking for here? Game underscore event objects. Game underscore event. It's a constructor. Map ID, event ID. Okay. Oh, that's why it's 7, because this is map 7. Map 7, ID 23. I gotcha, boo-boo. Yep, map 7, event 23. Copy that, make it this, and then change that one. See, we were doing it over here on intermap, but we need to do that on update 2. Otherwise, when you hit escape or go to your menu, all of the events are gone, right? Maybe? Freaking freak. I don't know, man, but we're gonna find out. The only way that this works is if you keep trying. Don't give up. Keep trying. You can do it. T's making her own artificial bubble. I bought into Dogecoin, but before it was worth a penny. And I've been holding it. I'm team hodl, man. Hashtag hold. Hashtag hodl. Let's be helmet. Lord helmet. Damn it, you can't be drifty. There's already a drifty. You have to be like dry 12389. Now that's a better name. Okay, so it creates it. We move. It does not follow. So let's do $game map.events function. It did create it. No? Wait, is game event 0? Oh, okay. It's not following me now. So that no player would know that I'm moving at all. You know, if this doesn't work after another so many days or week or something, I don't know. What I'm thinking, what do you guys think about this? What if when you enter a map, you just see a face of all the people on the map? Or like we draw a little area where you can see all of the events of each player. And it doesn't track their movement. It just shows that they're also on this map. I don't know, like, you know, like a GUI element. So when you go on a map, you can still see the faces of the people who are on that map. You just do not see them walking around. What would you think about that? Would it still feel multiplayer if you enter a map and you don't see people walking around, but you see like a face graphic of each character that's on that map. I'm trying to find alternatives to if this doesn't work, because man, we've really been here a while, and we keep making a step forward and a step back, 2 steps forward, a step back, a step forward, 2 steps back, and we're kind of circling grounds here. Progress is slow, and I'm thinking maybe we put this system on the back burner and continue on, but try to make some other way to make it seem multiplayer. Because, I mean, obviously it's already multiplayer in a sense that multiple people can connect to it. But when I have this system, everyone crashes and or doesn't, you can't see them moving. Waffle says, I think the name looks cleaner. The name way looks cleaner. Hashtag long-term games. Sirlingna says, if you move and no player sees you, then did you ever really move? I mean, on your screen, you did. Now that we are creating it, it should exist. Drifty21. Not 2021, just 21. You enter the map and see their name. Waffles, now I could do something like that. That's way easier than this method. It's way easier than this. Let's look at this console log. What am I doing in this console log? So I'm not crashing anymore. The server's still running. Frag says, can we see the code on the minute? Absolutely. So here's what's happening when you enter the map. Okay. I will go ahead and give you one of these. Frag. Boom. How about that? A little bit of a bigger. Here, how about this? Boom. Even bigger. Bigger in my factory. Bigger in my corporate sign. Bigger, bigger, bigger.
Oh, we haven't been watching the Lorax 100 times a day lately.
Our little one. All right, I'll break it down real quick. When somebody enters socket map 7, this is a listener. So, or no, this is a client. This is a listener. So when the client hears back from the server, because the game will send a signal saying, hey, we're on this map, do this thing. The server will listen for that right here. It's going to say, did we hear enter map? If so, this is what the data we're expecting to get. And then we're going to send back this data with this emitter on enter map. And enter map is going to emit back here. The client is going to listen for that. And then here's the enter map. And so it's going to be listening, and it's going to say, we're expecting to get char name, X, Y, location, the map, character sprite. Even though the map's redundant, I'm sending it anyway. I can always take it out later. I'd rather send the data and not use it at the beginning than know that I need it, or need it and not know that it's there, and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, char sprite is sending this data, right? And then it's saying, if switch 1 is on, because it just crashes if you walk around. So it has to be encapsulated in a certain number of things, because RPG Maker was not made to be a multiplayer thing. So you're going to have a lot of encapsulation with conditionals to make sure that it doesn't try to run code if it's not ready for it to run, you know. So if switch 1 is on, which is like your master, I'm in the game switch. If game map exists, then we're going to try to do some stuff. Video Wizard, how you doing? MMO stuff in MZ, or more realistically, an MMORPG with the possibility of MMO, and if the game becomes really popular. Yeah, it's really just a multiplayer. It's not massively multiplayer, but the term MMO is so known, I just went with it, right? It's more catchy, MZMMO. It's more or less probably going to have, if I get there, a dozen people playing at once, and then probably up to 100, which according to the socket, the statistics that I've read, and the number of open connections I can have, I could support like 100 clients. There could be 100 clients. But we'll see, right? I don't know. Right now I've only tested with 2 clients, and moving one crashes the other. But our SQLize and SQL stuff is very nice, and it works really good. And there's an account creation, and I can start my account here and log into my account on another computer, and that all works great. as long as it's local area. I mean, once I put it on the internet, I'll have to move the SQL database or something, or I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there, right? We need to run it. Once I get it working where T and I are both able to play around, I'm going to try to deploy and have our kids log in and mess around and play and try to break the game. And then once we have, like, you know, that set number of players working on the local area network, then I'll make a public alpha or a private alpha first. I'm not going to plan too far ahead because I don't know how far it's going to get. But anyway, Frags says maybe you have a duplicate reference to player object in update map. So let's scroll down to update, since that's what he's referencing here. A duplicate reference to player object. Let's look at this. Players on map 7 is the object that's being created on the server. It's passing its data in here. Duplicate reference to player. We're saying let player. Keep in mind the scope of player here would be different from the scoping in player here, because player is not created outside of this function. So when I say let player equal this, inside of this function, it will only be that inside of this function. So once this function terminates its process, it's no longer going to know what player is. That's why we crashed a couple times. I had to redefine player here, and I had to say let it equal a new thing. And then I'm like, oh, it's not the socket ID here, it's actually the char name, the character name. But we are having a problem on the create. So the problem will exist on, even though we crash on the update, there's code errors on the enter map function somewhere in here, because it's not adding the, and it did before. T, you remember? We were fascinated with it, where you can see that an event can have an index that is not a number. Mm-hmm. In fact, if I scroll up onto the MZMMO chat, I don't know how long ago it was. Maybe a week ago or something like that. Oh, it's right there. Check it out. Here's what I said. Interesting thing here. I found out you can set the index of an event to be more than just a number if you're manually creating that event as a copy of another event. And so you can see right here, we keep getting 2023, but you can see it's got event numbers 1 to 23 and then event index number Drifty, because I set it to a character name. And so the reason why it's crashing is I changed something because there was other bugs. Like I said, a step forward and 2 steps back. We're on the 2 steps back part. We were further ahead before. We were able to create a game event where the index is a name of the character. And I found that to be fascinating, because then if we can do that, we don't need to know what number it is, because we can reference the character's name as their own custom unique event and track them, you know, by their name. And so I was like, yes, that's amazing. Let's move forward with it. And then I did some other code and I forgot how that actually functioned and how that worked. And then I had other like stuff in real life. And then I basically forgot how I did it. And I can just go back and look at it. But I also want to refresh my mind on it by struggling with it. And like I said, it's not about the end result. This isn't really, to me, this isn't about making an MZMMO. This is about... It's
a learning
how to make an MZMMO.
It's a thing about learning.
Right? It's about learning how to do it. That's what's real important to me. If I know how to do that, then I don't need it, because I can always do it again. You're overwriting the event, number 23, when the update maps. That's why the console is outputting a lot of console logs. Well, it's outputting a lot of console logs because I'm telling it to do that every time switch 2 is on, and I'm running that like a bunch of times, 10 times a second, and I have a console log in here. See, this console log is doing that. So if I comment that out, we won't have a console log. But I'm sure you know that. I'm trying to make sure that it's telling me the right information. I'm going to add another console log and let's see what's happening in here. Let's, inside this event on the update, Sir Legna says later on tonight, can you send the data the client is receiving because it seems like you're having a parsing issue or something?
Yeah, it would be great to hunt down the bug.
Extract it from your code. Can you take an event and create it with a name in console of the game? Yeah, I think we should do that. That's a good line of thought, Sir Legna. Let's do that. First of all, first look at, okay, before we move forward, let me see. Look at 493, because I just did this one. So it's very likely that the code I just put in is bad. It probably doesn't need to be here. You're right. Every 10 times a second, we're overwriting it. We're overwriting it again. And that is what's happening. Frag is right. That's why it stopped following me. That's exactly why it stopped following me. But without that, the way that I changed it has made it so it's going to be undefined because I changed something. Okay, it definitely needs to be the index char name of the object players on map 7 to be player. And the value that's stored in there will be the name of the character that's issuing this on their client. So this event should be the index of that. So I think the update is probably fine without this. Thank you, Frag. You're right. I was overwriting it. That doesn't need to be there. That's another error that we would encounter later. But there's a problem inside the intermap creation. And this is a problem. It's not doing it's not creating it properly anymore. It is not now. Let's figure out why that's happening. Let's do a console log inside the create and pay attention to what it says when we load into the map. No, it will crash because it doesn't know, because the create isn't creating the event properly. It's not naming it properly. So we're receiving players on a map 7 object from the server, which is created up here at the top, an empty object. And then when it's passed in the data to run this, the listener for intermap, it's being sent these data points, and it's, it's executing some code. It's functioning. It's saying players on map 7, index socket ID equals char name. So what's happening here is we're adding a key value pair. Inside this blank object, we're creating an index called socket ID and assigning it the value of character name. And then with that information, we can emit a signal back to say players on map 7 object. So we're sending the whole object. What if instead of sending the whole object, maybe we don't need to send the whole object.
Hi, Video Wizard.
What if we send... Specifically, what if we send socket ID index? So now we're not sending players on map 7 object completely in all the data. We're sending players on map 7 socket ID. And so that would be a large number, but that's actually a placeholder because it's actually sending the name exactly. So that's the same as sending the char name. So this right here is the data we're already sending. So this is pointless, right? We want to send the whole object, not this. All right, so I think that's right. And we are sending this object and the socket ID, so which we could possibly just get those anyway. So I think Sir Legna's idea we should try next. Let's go into the console log and try to create an event with the name of a character. So not just the name, not just the ID, because it's easy to change. Just dot underscore event ID equals boom, changed. We don't really care about that. We don't care about the ID. What we need to do and what we need to know is the index of the event, because you reference the index of the event when you want to try to do any functions like set position or set image. You need to know the index, not the ID. Go to the console, not the Look, Sir Legna, calm down, bro. I understand. I know what you're trying to say. But I'm still looking at my code, okay? I'm still looking at my code. So, on the enter map, let player equal players on map 7 char name. No. Let player equal players on map 7 socket ID. Wait, no. I think we have to do let players on map 7 socket ID equal char name. No, because why is this an error? Oh, because it's already defined. Just say, okay, we just and then I'm confusing myself. I'm gonna comment this out, but maybe it's something to look at. I know, Sir, like, now hold on, I'm gonna do it. These train wrecks make it harder to follow. I'm sorry, Zariab. I am but a man. I know.
He is but.
I am but man. A man. A butt man.
He is a butt man. I mean,
char name and socket ID are the same variable? No. Character name is the name of the character, aka game actors 1 dot name function. And socket ID is a 20-digit variable that changes each time a connection is made from the client to the server server host. DVD Drifty's a butt man. Checks out. Okay, let's move on to what Sir Legna suggests. Let's go into the game. Let's see if I don't think I changed enough to crash it. Let's make some bullshit account name password. We'll delete the whole database at some point. Let's make a guy. Need this guy. Nope. This name's taken. Yep. And we'll do this. All right, before we move and crash, let's run some checks. Game map.events. We don't have event 23 copied. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Check it out. Event 23 is actually index 22. Do you see what's happening here? Check it out. Event 20, because this is, I mean, obviously all arrays start at 0. But even though this says it's ID 23, do we have to reference that as 22 when we code it the way we're doing it? Do we have to reference it as that? Damn it, where's my fucking... There it is. Nope, that's not that. There we go. Jesus. So what if I just change this to 22 then? I mean, you would imagine that it would use event ID 23. Fact says, do you remember your screenshot on the server? You had the array starting at 1, not 0 for some reason. Back to -1, says Waffles. Just, you got a -1.
Yeah.
He said it's always the thing. You got a -1.
Exactly.
Fixes everything. You got a -1.
It legit fixed my code.
All right,
so
let's try.
It's got to fix everybody's code. Mm-hmm. That's the way it goes, right?
Yes. Right. New account.
So we have to buy Lily a crib, total rando thought, because she's figured out how to get out of her current crib, which is a mini crib, and
Yep.
she falls to the ground with a loud thump.
Yep.
But it doesn't deter her. She just keeps doing it anyways.
Poor baby.
She's like, YOLO. She doesn't cry either, so it must not hurt. Either that or it's
a
viewed
soft
as
carpet.
completely worth it. Yeah.
It doesn't appear to be creating a new event. It's not creating a new event. That's our problem. It's literally not creating a new event, even if I change this to 22, which I believe it to be 23. Minus 4.
Negative 72. Answer to everything. Or is it 42?
42.
42.
Yeah.
Negative 42. Wait, if 42 is the answer to everything, is negative 42 the anti-answer to everything?
It's the antithesis answer, yes.
Okay, never mind. Don't do that.
What if you make it 24?
Yeah, do it. Just for the lulls. See what happens.
Probably exactly the same thing, but I mean, shit. Dogecoin is skyrocketing.
Yeah.
I think that's a good enough reason to do this.
Yeah. The lulls are strong.
For the lulls,
in the world today.
man, the lulls are pretty damn strong today. So we got to do 24 for the lulls. I mean, what is one more account on the database that I'm going to wipe inevitably anyway?
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. The SQLite can hold hundreds of thousands of database elements. I do want... Okay, oof, nope. It definitely doesn't find event 24. It doesn't even create. Let's see if it'll let me check game map. Game event, game event, game event, game event. Yeah, it's strange though, because even though it didn't create it and it crashed, it doesn't seem to add another event there. Waffles with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Waffles. Appreciate that. The answer is 34. Just type in whatever you want and rule 34 on Google. That's your answer.
No.
Oh my gosh. Here's the thing. If
my
it exists,
virgin eyes will burn out of my head balls.
if it, for those of you who don't know, Rule 34, if it exists, there's porn of it. Basically, that's Rule 34. And it's quite true. Like, you can type in, like, pickup truck. There's porn of it. Like, I swear.
No,
anything you type.
I don't want to know that.
Just type in, like, golf cart.
Oh, no.
Rule 34. It's there. You'll find plenty of it.
I'm going to go hide my head under a pillow now.
Have I tried stepping through the code with the debugger? That's a good idea. Let's do that again. But let's get it off at 34 because our 34 mind is way
out. It was
out.
never on 34.
No, 34 doesn't
work.
work.
We're just imagining 34.
Air Ray Rule 34.
You should say MZMMO 34 and see how many people have made porn out of your idea so far.
Another problem I'm thinking, what if it would work, but there is a limit to the number of characters that you can have for the index?
Oh, no. DVD, Driftwood Gaming Rule 34. No.
You know, I don't know.
No.
I never searched that.
I think it breaks the rule.
I think...
We are pure. We are pure, and you guys are not allowed to swear at our Christian Minecraft.
It probably needs to exist. That's the thing.
No!
It needs to
Driftwood
exist.
Gaming is
Someone make
pure.
that exist.
Pure and simple. No Rule 34.
It's going to be shocking and probably awful
We
and
can't
off-putting.
know. Because Lily one day is going to be a co-host, so it has to remain pure.
Oh my god.
She's going to come in here and be like, Daddy,
Scratch
you need
it.
to set your
Scratch
array
it.
starting from 0. I thought you knew this. She's going to tell you all about coding.
Yep.
Because we're going to teach her how to code stuff at 3. So she'll be like some kind of prodigy. You know, like
She's-
those little Chinese kids that play piano.
We're legit going to build a new PC for T. Business expense, y'all.
Right.
And the old one is going to our 2-year-old. She's not even 2 yet. So she's going to be the youngest person that I know that's going to have her own PC.
Mm-hmm.
So at 22 months old or 21 months old, she's going to have her own PC, which is not a terrible PC. And I say, let her do it. Let her do it. If it messes up, we'll fix it. If she messes it up, like software-wise, we can reset it. I don't really care. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. She will break her computer 100 times, but we're going to teach her how to code a tiny little game. And she's going to be like, she won't even know how to read yet, and she'll be able to code a little game. And she's going to put people to shame.
Yeah.
If she wants to. If she doesn't, we're going to be like, okay.
All right. Watch Pocoyo. All right. Go back to watching Cocomelon or whatever it is.
Fine. Be a toddler.
All right. Fine. Watch the Lorax for the 100th time. WALL-E's a big one. We've watched WALL-E a lot.
WALL-E. Actually,
Toy Story
WALL-E
series.
was the first movie name that she learned how to say.
She says WALL-E.
We'll say, what do you want to watch? And she'll say, WALL-E.
WALL-E.
I thought it was going to be Moana.
I know she watched Moana a lot when she was like 1 year old.
Now she's like, screw Moana. That's old news.
Yeah, I'm a big girl now. I don't watch that anymore. Man, I'm so confused.
Confucius.
I'm so confused-ish. We need to figure out.
He's
some
still
stuff.
cuttlefish.
Let's try something.
The Lorax is amazing. Whenever he's like, "This is it.
This is the place.
This is the place. I'm gonna cut down this tree." I can't remember the words.
It
now.
doesn't matter. You shouldn't even.
But like literally, I can't help but sing along every time. It's so good.
All right, let's try this. Oh yeah, player's not defined. All right, so let's try this. But then socket ID and this one, those are also not defined.
So it's T and Drifty. Go code. Lily, I don't want to. Drifty. This one's malfunctioning. We need to make another one for Bloodline. I feel like after seeing two of the kids grow up and the other two are a little older now, I feel like kids don't really start to even consider coding until they're like 9, 10 years old. And that's only if they have an interest in that kind of thing. But we'll see.
Dr. S-O-D-I-K-D.
Maybe Lily will be a coding prodigy.
S-O-D-I-K-D. Oh shit, what if we just have to two-string it? What do you mean players not? Oh, fucking so stupid.
Ooh, Sir Legna says he mentored a kid who started coding at 4.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
It's a cool story, bro. Syntax error missing. Where? Where is it missing? A parenthesis. After argument. Here's an argument. Nope, this is fine. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. There's no missing parentheses. You crazy, console. You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy. Nakina? Yeah, I mean, when I was 13, it took till I was 13 to get a computer, which was still pretty decent age to have it. Like, all things considered, there weren't a lot of home computers. Because I'm 36, so like, this was a while ago. There weren't like computers in every home yet. And smartphones weren't a thing yet. YouTube didn't even exist. There was... Yahoo was the most popular search engine. So this was a long time ago. And I got my first computer. Everyone had me fix their computer issues for the next forever. Which I didn't mind, and I've always enjoyed doing that. Drifty, you done aged yourself. Well, here's the thing. I'm about to one-up myself because my birthday's next week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drifty's an old man.
You know what?
No, I don't know anything.
You know what?
I don't know anything at all.
T's birthday is in 2 days, y'all.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
T's birthday is in 2 days.
28 forever.
Did you play pinball on it? Yeah, there was a pinball. There was, you know, the solitaire, the pinball. There were those classic. Oregon Trail. I had like this Spider-Man coloring book software. It was so weird. It had like the Wilhelm scream and a bunch of sample sound effects in it. It was pretty cool. But like ultimately, if you look back on it, you're like, oh, that was awful. Netscape Gold. Yeah, like dial-up modem. It was a 28.8 kilobit per second dial-up modem. That's what it sounded like every time you tried to connect to the internet. And if someone picked up the phone, you got disconnected. Took like 5 hours to download 20 megabytes.
Yeah, except for like at that point, I was on a party line, and so you literally could not even connect to dial-up, or people would have a fit. If you were on the internet,
Oh, a party
you could
line.
get disconnected by more than your mom. You could get disconnected from your neighbor down the road.
Luckily, we had a dedicated landline, so only family members could disconnect you, which they did frequently.
I think we had 9 houses hooked up to one phone line.
What?
Yep.
That's insane, yo.
All to save a buck. My parents were notoriously cheap, especially my dad. He was like so tight-fisted with money. They went and both bought brand new cars, right? And instead of paying an extra $400 over the term of the loan, $400 over the term of the loan to get 4 doors, they got 2 doors. It reminds me of a car I bought recently that had manual locks. And when I brought it in to do a recall, the guy's like, how did this guy even get, like, because I bought it used. He's like, how did this guy even get a car with manual locks on it? Like, you could save almost no money to do that, but somebody did it.
Cheap.
Yep.
Very cheap.
Very cheap.
I remember I had a
Thanks, Video Wizard.
87 Toyota pickup, and it had manual locks on it. It was just a 2-door, so it was fine because I could reach over and lock the other one.
Oh, I had several cars with manual locks. I
Yeah.
had an 89 Toyota Corolla, and I remember going to a store. I was going to get some groceries once, and I slammed the door shut. I had already locked it, and I went to walk away, and I was stuck to the car. And it turns out I shut my pinky in the door.
Ow.
I didn't even realize it. Like, I tried to walk away. I didn't realize my pinky was shut in the door, but the door was locked, and it was a manual lock, so I had to, like, fish the keys out of my pocket and, like, with my left hand, unlock the door to get my hand free.
Wow.
And then, of course, it hurt once I got it free.
Big oof. It like cut complete circulation off so you couldn't even feel pain or
It
anything.
did. Like, I couldn't feel it while it was in the door, but as soon as I released it, I was like, oh,
Ouch.
my gosh.
My God. I had an 89 Oldsmobile, and the Oldsmobile had automatic locks. It was like a luxury car, but it's like really, really old and rust on it. And I had like the front hood, it didn't have paint. It had just primer, like a brown primer. So it was a gray car with a brown hood. I was like, you
were kicking it in that
I didn't
car.
care, man. I was like, I got me an Oldsmobile.
I had a purple Oldsmobile, an Oldsmobile Sierra. I think it was a 84. But it had electric locks. It had air conditioning. Oh my gosh, air conditioning was so rare in 84s at that point.
My 87 Toyota pickup was a manual, so like, no, I love driving manual. I drive forklifts and stuff. Not a problem. I don't like driving huge pieces of equipment, but I like forklifts and manual transmission cars and like Jeeps and stuff. Like, they're all cool. I like driving that stuff. I don't like driving, period, though. I don't like driving at all. I don't like to be in a vehicle because it's just so easy to die. I'd rather be on a computer, but, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem
I
when I had to do it.
I like driving, but I don't like the easy to die part. That part I don't like, but I like the driving part. I wish I could do the driving part with the no risk factor.
Yeah.
That would be
But
cool.
even if you were a perfect driver, you run the risk because people don't drive right. You just have drunk people on the road all the time. Frag says gamemap._events player. Maybe player is not a string or number, and that's the reason it's not creating the event. Like I said earlier, maybe we have to define it as toString or something, right? Maybe it's not stringifying it properly, or I don't know.
Caillou, yes, RPG Maker MZ does have a community lighting plugin, but it's a little hard to find because it's in the MV JavaScript plugin release forum. So just type in MZ lighting plugin and you should be able to find it on Google. Waffles, I know. I've been in 2 cars that have been totaled so far. Thankfully, each time I walked away with just a bruise or a scrape or whatever. But the last one, my oldest daughter, who's 20 now, went to get her permit at the DMV. And so on the way home, when we got back to the more rural area where there's not as much traffic, I said, would you like to try to drive? And she says, yes. 10 minutes later, my car is on its roof. So, yeah, I like the not crashing part of driving. That part wasn't fun.
I'm just taking some commented code out. This keeps happening. I keep writing code and I'm like, that doesn't work. You comment it out, and then later on I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing and I got all these green lines.
Oh, that stinks, Polka. Did your insurance cover the damage from the flooding? At least? So Legna says she misheard you. She thought you said you would like to fly. No, but legit, Geico insurance is amazing.
I like Geico.
She totaled my car. They gave me way more than I could have sold it for.
Well,
a good chunk more than what I was. If I would have put it on the market,
10-15% more maybe.
Oh, it was nice. I was just very surprised by how much they gave me, and my premium has gone down since then, not up.
Geico is great.
Geico is
I used to
legit.
use Farmers. I was with Progressive for a short period of time. They were okay. They charged quite a bit. Geico, thumbs up. Good stuff. Good prices, good coverage.
Awesome company.
When you go to make a claim, they don't hassle you and try to scam you. They're just like, okay, give us the information. Okay, we'll do an investigation. Boom, done. Here's your money. Like, whoa, thank you, Geico.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor, but if you want to shout, holla at your boy, Geico. All right. Cleaning it up. I'm doing it wrong. We're doing it wrong still. Raw, it's bloody raw code. It's bloody raw. Rotten.
Oh no.
It's bloody rotten. Rotten code.
So who else has some crazy car accident stories? I know Waffles has one. He just literally broke his arm recently. How's that going, Waffles? You feeling a little better? I've never broken a big bone. I've broken my tailbone really bad. And I don't know, maybe a finger and a kneecap. My kneecap's a little messed up. But that didn't really hurt that bad. So I don't really know what it would feel like to break an arm or a leg. What's that like, you guys? Anybody on the stream broke their arm? Except for, Waffles too, but in addition to Waffles. Tell me about it. I'm curious. My best friend growing up was playing hide and seek, and she hid on a roof and fell off and broke her foot. And she said it didn't hurt that bad, except for every once in a while it would start to hurt. I'm just stalling if you guys didn't notice, because Drifty had to step out for a second.
I said I wasn't going to do this.
What?
But I'm thinking about asking Yanfly about if it's possible to use the plugin we were using beforehand, but instead of going straight to index 1000, maybe ask if there is a way I can manually assign the index with the plugin command.
Hey, you can ask, and he can tell you to go shove it up your hiney hole.
He can be like, well, I don't know.
Or he can answer you.
Or he can just be ignoring me. But
yeah.
And Yanfly's great. He's amazing.
It goes along with my motto growing up was, if you don't ask, it's always a no.
Right. Well, here's the thing. He gets asked shit all the time.
I know he does. And you don't want to bother Yanfly.
And this is a question I've been I've been working on for 2 weeks now. Mm-hmm. And so I gave it a good struggle before I'm like,
I think you can ask.
I'm going to ask him later tonight.
Yeah.
If there's a way I can still use the plugin, but instead of defaulting to event index 1000, default to whatever I say it should be, like character name. Like if there's a way I can put a line of code or something in there, because that would be so great.
Yeah. Maybe you just need a bump. You need to get over a little hill.
I've been on this little hill for a while.
Is validating what my friend told me. He says, yeah, that's my feeling, T. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it doesn't. So like when you break your bone, I guess it's like
Sorry.
What do you call it? What do
That
you
was
call
me.
it? Like
I interrupted
I'm
her.
looking for the word transient pain.
Ghost
Comes
poopies.
and goes. It goes poopy.
Ghost poopy.
Sir Legna says, or anyone here, hint, hint, probably Sir Legna.
Anyone,
do it?
huh?
Are you going to do it, Sir Legna?
All right, Sir Legna.
With right one if
Anyone,
you want?
all of you, anyone
Can-
here could do it, just not you, right? Is that
Come
what
on,
you're trying to say?
Sir Legna. just offer.
You know, anyone who's watching right now could do it, Drifty. All of us.
Well, like I said, I broke my tailbone. But obviously you can't cast that. But like also my kneecap, they're both kind of messed up. Like you can feel that they're messed up. But it wasn't that bad, I'd say. I was in 6th grade, and it was the first dance we had at school. And I broke my tailbone the day before, and I went to the dance anyway.
You're supposed to shake your tail feather, not break your tailbone.
Well, I did it because, you know, YOLO.
I'm already backporting a plugin to MV right now, sadly. Oh, you're too busy for us, huh? I see how it is, Sir Legna.
Sir Legna's just like volunteering
Well,
everybody on
I could
the
do
stream.
it, but I'm too busy for your
He's
shit.
volunteering everybody on the stream, but then as soon as we call him out, he's like, nah,
But I
I'm
can't.
busy.
No, anyone could do it, but I can't do it right now.
Come on, Sir Legna.
I've got this thing, you know, that I'm doing right here. Damn, Drifty. Wait, am I loud? What?
No, you know what? Waffles is being a pervert. Okay, that's what's happening.
Broke your
I
tailbone?
was in 6th grade. I was a child, and I made a swing.
Oh, I see. All right.
I made a swing on a tree, and the tree was on a hill. And I made it with a dresser front, like the front of a dresser with the handle on it, and a cheap rope. Because, you know, I was a kid, and I didn't think things through. So I was swinging, and man, I was swinging like crazy. I was going as high as I could because that's fun. But right at the highest point, over the hill, the rope snapped, and I fell on the corner of that board hard, and it definitely did some damage to my tailbone. I learned a lesson that day. Use a stronger rope. But keep building swings because YOLO.
You want to try 2-string? That's what I was saying. Maybe it needs to be a string. I mean, it seems kind of like it's saving it as a string, right? So, but I'm always for it. Let's try it anyway. Let's just try it. Okay. Player 2-string? Sure, why not? We could even do this 2-string. We don't need another line for it. Just make it equal to that value 2-string. And let's try again. Maybe we turn this into a number. I'm sure it'll be like nan. Not a number, but we can try it anyway. Damn it, Drifty's taking.
Waffles says, I'm just supposed to giggle and ignore him. All right, fine. That's what I'll do next time, Waffles. I promise.
So it does create it, but on the update, we still have a problem with it not defining it. What did we actually change it to on the enter map? So let's try it on.
Ooh,
let's do
did you
2-string.
see this, Sir Legna? Look at this last comment from Sir Legna.
2-string. 1 second. I'm trying a suggestion from Frag.
It's lit.
It's lit.
It's lit.
You know what? You want to clone event from another map and set the index to a string value? Sure, I will do it.
Oh, he's putting his money where his mouth is. I'm curious to see what you do.
Come on, Sir Legna.
You know, I actually looked at it for a minute.
Prove it.
And I was...
totally know you can do it.
I know Sir Legna can do it. I don't think I can do it. I was looking through the code and I'm like, oh, this hurts my brain.
It's not a complicated thing to do.
But it hurt my brain anyways. I was working on something else. I haven't touched it in like 5 days though.
It can't 2-string? You know what I need to do at this point? Console log.
Yeah.
We need a
Dude,
console
put a
log.
console log everywhere.
Yeah, let's do some console log. Console, kibsel, console.log. What do we want to see here? We need to know, let's look at what's players on, no, I'm ES6ing this. Okay, so let's do this. Players on map 7,
Video wizard.
object,
He says, I had a game with the main character's named Angel, but he slowly got corrupted and became known as Legna. Is that where your name comes from, Sir Legna? Is it Angel backwards? My mind just exploded.
Sir Backwards Angel.
Yeah.
Legna is Angel
So
backwards.
it should be Riz Legna. I want you to be Riz Legna now.
Yeah.
And Zariab says, T, can you teach Drifty how to set a breakpoint? He knows how to set a breakpoint.
What's a breakpoint?
You know how to set a breakpoint?
I don't know what that is.
He's totally trolling. He knows how to set a breakpoint.
What is MZ? Do. What else do we want to know at this point? I want to know. We already see char name coming out. In fact, let's console log this. Nope, let's comment out this console log and just put this here. Let's say blah, 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 blah. We don't need to know scene map. I just need to know that it would exist at that point, and it does, so. I know how to fucking breakpoint. All right, hold on. Let me do it. When I run it, I'll do it, okay? Hold on. What other
Dogecoin
data?
is still just climbing.
What other is it?
It is.
Yes, very nice. I love democracy. Let's look at players on map 7 char name if that exists. Because obviously it doesn't, so it can't toString something that doesn't exist. So let's say let's look at the values stored in the index of players on map 7, char name. Sorry, I can't see my keyboard, I just guess. All right, let's get that as a console log. Oops. What other data do we want to see spit out at this point? I guess that's fine. No, let's spit out something else. Let's spit out another thing. Kapooey. Let's do $game map.events. It's no capital E, you big silly dumb boy. Because it's going to crash, but at least it'll spit it out. And so that I can read it clearer, let's do it like this. Nope, undo this. Let's go back to here for the zoomers. I'm going to restart the server too. I don't think I made a change, but if I did, I want it to update properly. Okay. Yeah, I got player, Frag. I need to look at our console and see what the frick is, what our data looks like, because maybe it's not formatted properly. Quite often in JavaScript, one of the hardest things to do is getting your data in the right format. I always try to submit it to Drifty, sorry, take it. Okay. Our console log says everything looks fine for the creation. It is creating it. You can see the guy behind me walking in space. I take one step, and my mom got scared, said I'm moving with my auntie and my uncle Belair. So here's what it spit out. Players on map 7 is an object with object data. Character name is what I named my character. Here's our problem. Players on map 7 character name is undefined. Wait, what? Game map. Oh. Events. Why is GameMap.events function undefined? That's interesting. That's very, very strange. Can we not console log the object like that? It should spit out object data. But players on map 7 character name has an undefined value. That makes sense, though. That makes sense. Hold on. What are you guys saying? Oh, a breakpoint. Okay, right. You want me to do a breakpoint? Let's go to the sources. Let's pause. It doesn't, you know, it helps sometimes. We'll pause on exceptions. Here we go. Okay, so this is where it paused inside the index, right? Where is it at? Pixie. See, there's really not a problem with Pixie.js. It's a problem with what I'm telling Pixie.js to do. So that doesn't help at this point, Sir Zariab. That's why I don't have it pausing on all the breakpoints. We'll leave it on so that I can press an extra button and we can think of you every time I get trolled and press an extra button. It does help in many situations, don't get me wrong. The source is great tab, I love it. Yeah, that's pausing, that's breaking, that's like... Oh, then explain to me. Then tell me. If I'm doing it wrong, tell me. What is a breakpoint? Explain it to me. How do I make that do a breakpoint thing? What is a breakpoint? Because this is saying pause before it crashes, right? And tell me, like, what's about to crash. I will tell you that I know nothing. I put event and not events. Did I? That makes sense. Okay, that's good. Thank you. That's good. That's why. Click the line number on the source. Well, did I close it? Yeah, I closed it. All right, well, let's do it again. Sure. It'll pause on its own now. Yeah, I just checked it right now. It was unchecked. It was unchecked, and now it is the checked. When it is blue, it will break on that line number. You guys. Come on now. Come on now. Hive mind. Alright, so we're there, right? We take a step, boom. Pause on exception, like I did. Breakpoint, right? So it's spitting out the objects. Of course, it's not giving us it in a format that helps us at all. It's just like object, 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 object. So we don't need that. What we really needed to know was this defined? Was players on map 7 character name defined? And it's not. So let's define it. You guys keep dicking me around with some other shit. I love you though. We don't need this. Let's get rid of this. When it is blue, it will break on that line number during execution. Click on line 487. It will break not on exception. Oh, so it's saying you stop it before it crashes. Is that what you're saying? Stop it before it crashes. Create a breakpoint. So break here before it crashes. That makes sense. That's cool. I'll probably never use that. But cool story, bro. Thank you so much. Just kidding. I'm sure it's highly useful. I'm sure it's very, very helpful. No sarcasm. I'm sure it's great. So this is cool to know. We've console logged and we see that on the update, at this point, this is undefined. So if we're, well, we're defining it. We're defining player as an undefined thing. So player is undefined. So we need to define that at before. So players on map 7 socket ID equals char name. Then why would we put in, oh my gosh. See, my brain is exploding. Char name equals. And then should we put in let player equal socket ID? No, we should not. Player equals that, and then I just say player. And that puts socket ID. But we don't really want it to be socket ID. It's not going to find... Well, do we? Can we do that? Can we store that as socket ID? It will still say undefined because, gosh, look, we're fucking around with the update, right? Because it's working as far as we can see. It doesn't crash. But in reality, it's not doing what I want it / need it to do on the intermap. So we keep looking at the update because that's where we're crashing, but we don't need to mess around with the update until we get it to create the event that I can track, because it's always going to be undefined unless it can create the event given the number or name that I need it to be. So I need to go back to the intermap and make sure that it's creating an event with the index that I can track. No more looking at an update. No more update. No more update. I've been watching Kit Boga, and he's like trolling these scammers, and they're screaming so loud into the microphone that you can't understand them. I mean, they have a hell of an accent anyway, but you can hear them ruining their microphone right off the bat. Let's do some console logging over here. What have we got happening over here? What is even happening over here? The toString is working here, but I don't think it matters. I don't think it really makes a difference, because it's still storing it as the name, the string name, because it's passing this object in, and then the object has socket ID in there, and the value that it's sent is the name of the character. But I'm gonna leave it anyway because, you know, it's saying make sure that this data is a string value, even though it should already be. There's no harm in saying make sure it is a string value. I'm gonna leave that. It's another process, but it doesn't really add that much consumption of your processor. And we're not really worried about the bottleneck of optimizing the client. We're more so trying to optimize the communication from the client to the server and the load that the server has to do. So an extra process of the client, that's fine. To ensure the right data type, which is often a big problem in JS, well, that's fine. Let's leave that. So then we're saying make a new event, right? The underscore events. This is all of the data that's in the game map. On this map, make a new event or add to it. We're creating a new game event that's a copy of what event is on map 7, event number 23. And we're going to set it to player, which is the object socket ID value, which is set up over here. We're saying this socket ID value, key value pair, is now the character name. And then pass the character name, and then pass the object back into it. We get the object back into it, and we say this object with the socket ID. Oh, wait, no, I fucking see the problem. Oh, I get it. Okay. what's happening oh, it's so weird. Okay, socket ID is different for every connection. And so when you connect to a map, you're not going to see all of the connections that already happened. You're just going to see your own connection. But if you're already there and this runs, you will see every new connection. I don't know the solution, Sir Legna, but I know that what I've written isn't going to work once again. Hence this massive freaking clipboard of text of code that I tried and doesn't work for reasons that are just because MMOs are not something you should ever try to do in RPG Maker. My God, it just goes on and on. All right, this method will not work. Fundamentally flawed. But it was a very good idea. It was a good. It showed me where to look in objects, how to create an event. I still learned from this process. But no matter what you do after this point, if you join a map, you're not going to see anything that's... We have to... You know what we have to do is find all. Like, we need to look into the array and see everything that is currently on the array and then draw everything that's on the array. Instead of just saying, draw my thing on the array. Find my thing and draw it. We need to go look inside this object, find all the things, draw and make all of the things. So how do we... Okay, now I need some basic JS help. Who here has got some basic JS knowledge that can help me? Help me! What I need to do is I need to look into an object. I've got an object and it's got key value pairs. A bunch of socket IDs, which are 20 characters, blah, 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 blah. And I need to look for the values.
Can't you use the keyword value?
Keyword value?
Yeah, I think
like dot value function.
There is a keyword value in JS. Hold on a minute.
Like it's like we'll be using a for loop for this. For I equals $game. Nope. Object players on map 7 dot. I guess length. We'll be using length, right? We'll have to say let I. For let I equals players on map 7 dot length. I is less than oh no. I equals 0. I less than the length. And then I plus plus.
Ursalinga has it. Your underscore object array object dot keys, and then in parentheses is the value. Your object.
Okay, so
Correction coming. He says it's not right. Hold on.
What dot?
It's a little
keys?
broken. A little
dot
bit broken.
Keys?
Maybe it's dot value. Because I think keys would give you the key names. You want the values.
Yeah, because I don't give a shit about the actual socket ID number. We're looking for character names.
There is a dot value, and it would be very useful here. I know that, but I'm not exactly sure the syntax.
Let I is 0, when I is less than the length of the object array, increment, and then we need to draw a new one for everything in there, all of it. Make a copy of event 23 on map 7 for every one of them. Otherwise, it will only draw yours, and unless you're already on the map, you won't see them. That's why when you join after I'm walking around, you don't see anything, only your own. And I see you moving, but because it's only drawing yours.
Yeah.
We have to go and say for loop for everybody on this map, draw a sprite for them.
Right. You're only doing one of the steps that you need to do.
Yep.
Right.
We found an issue.
Makes sense.
Okay. But we know this draws a sprite. It just doesn't put the right name. It creates the sprite. It makes him move. It does the position. It sets this animation on. Arbitrary refresh tile events. Listen, I like it here, okay? In fact, I like it so much, I'm going to move it down here. Boom. Arbitrary function at the end to add an update. Refresh. I like refreshing. Refreshing, it's very refreshing to add refreshing. So we're going to need a for loop in here. Okay, I is 0. When I is less than the length of this array, increment it and run some code. We want it to do what now? We want it to do some things slightly different than what it says in here. We can just refresh after this all happens and then do the update. But it's basically going to be something like this, but not this, because it'll have to be a little more specified for each one thing, each character's name, or so and so and so. Okay, what is Sir Legna saying? Backwards Angel is saying object 1 is A some string, B 42, C false console. What the fuck does this mean? Object dot values, you're right, T, values. Object 1 expected output array some string 42 false. Cannot type code into the comments nicely. You're right. You're going to have to put it in the MZMMO Discord for the win, everybody. Come join us on Discord.
Heck yeah.
Here's the last update I put last night of where the project is at. Blah, 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 blah. I put a little page of where I'm at, right? This is, if you care, if you give a shit, this is where it's at. My matchmaking in my microphone. And I'll be putting updates here. But if you want to type in code to help me, you do 3 little tax signs. Code goes here. Pop, pop, pop. And then it puts it in a box, and then it'll let you draw all the symbols and stuff. Thanks. Thank you for all of your help. I love you. Welcome to Costco. There we go. Valuable information. Yeah, post it when you get home so you can focus on it and give me the right code. Otherwise, I'm going to just go screaming over syntax. And I'll be like, you told me and it was this and then I trusted you. Anyway, let's look at what we got here. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Game maps underscore event. So, okay, for each index, and we're sending the whole object from the server, so that's good. We're already setting it up right so that we get all the data for everything that's on the server. Until the server restarts, it will know who's on the map. We also have to do garbage collection and remove people out of this array when they're not there. Otherwise, people could transfer event and still be drawn on the map. So it'll look like there are more people there than that are actually there, because they were there at one point, but they've switched to another map. So we'll worry about the garbage collection if we can just get it to work in the first place. Transfer events are definitely still broken, but once we get it to where we're drawing all the players on the same map and we can walk around, then we'll worry about the next thing, and we'll copy paste the stuff we did for map 7 to map 6, and we'll walk back and forth, and we'll see if it removes, and we'll do that next step. But we have to, I know now that this was fundamentally flawed, and I need to do a for loop to draw all the data that's in that object so that every new client that joins the map sees and draws fresh events. They gotta be fresh for every person who is on that map, because otherwise they're only gonna see themselves and any new people who join after they have joined. And that is what has been happening, and at least I know why that's happening now, and maybe we can figure this out moving into the future. I'm gonna mess around with this. We're out of time now. I have to go pee again. I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for coming to the live stream. I'm gonna try to figure out this what needs to happen inside this for loop to draw a sprite for every character that's in this map. So that means it doesn't matter what order you join what order you enter the map, everybody will be visible. And at least at this point, they will be visible. If anybody moves, they all still crash. Listen, it's a slow-moving project.
Oh, latest
and we're doing the
development
best we
is
can.
Robinhood is selling people's GME shares without their permission.
What?
Yep.
No fucking way.
And there was a class action lawsuit filed against them today for manipulating the markets.
That's savage,
Yep,
bro.
they are literally selling people's shares without their permission.
That they can't do that.
Well, they're doing it.
They're going to be sued out of, I hope they don't get sued out of existence.
Did you read the terms and conditions in full when you signed up for Robinhood?
I always, of course, I read all.
And I bet you
terms
nobody
and
else did. But here's the thing: brokers commonly have control over your positions if they consider them too volatile or too risky. They often have the legal precedents to make actions on your behalf.
This is the result of billionaires pressuring. You know that, right?
Oh yeah. They're looking at what they stand to lose by upsetting the masses and what they stand to lose by upsetting the rich people, and they've chosen the rich people.
Again.
Well, of course, because they've got the money. You know what they say, money talks and
Bullshit. They don't say that to you. Did you have a stroke? Frag, it's not right yet. No, yeah, it's not right. Yeah, no, it's not right. But I know that I need a for loop. I have to go pee, and we've done our 2 hours. Lily's gonna wake up. We have to log off of the live stream right now. Log off. That's a good one. There you go. We have to end the live stream now. I love you guys very much. We'll see you guys. What is today? Thursday? We'll see you guys tomorrow. Are we gonna be at 2 or 6 tomorrow? T, please.
Probably 2.
Probably 2.
I'm going to say 2. Yeah.
Because yesterday you were like, we're going to have to do 6, blah, blah, blah. T's more better at the administration things. Like, this is what we need to do. This is what we're going to have to do. And then we're going to have to do this. I'm like, listen, all right, fine.
I'm the planner.
She's definitely planning the schedules on a lot of the things. Now, I have some leeway, but at this end of the day, happy wife, happy life. I yield when it's like going to cause contention.
Oh, stop.
And listen, I am not, like, it doesn't matter to me as much as it matters to some other things. Bye-bye. I'm leaving before I bury myself in hot water.
You're fine. I love you so much.
I love you too. Bye. So 2 o'clock tomorrow, 2 or 6, but probably 2. Just join us on Discord. Links in the description below. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to our channel, please. We would appreciate that. And back us on Patreon. We have new rewards. We have stuff. Just stuff on Patreon if you want to give us money. We like money. Bye.
Bye.
Shout out to all the super chatters. You guys are awesome. Bye-bye.